Alright, hello everyone. Here I'm going to try to put together a tutorial here for the hard hole of the new course, the Sunshine Glades. The way that this lines up in Rookie seems to be a little bit challenging for the most part with the way that the wind is going to line up. Here you can see they have the wind set between 3 and 5 miles per hour. That's a little bit lower. I don't know if they're going to keep that typically like that. It should be a golden shot wood, which usually plays probably close to 2 per ring on the short side, and as much as 2.5 kind of back towards Min Club. So with that being said, that's pretty much the only way that we're going to be looking at doing this. Hold on, let me just put this on too, so I have it. So in the app here, I have the golden shot bag. And power 1 ball is what you'll be using, and then I'll have my grid line. Let's take a look for the Tailwind. Here you'll see that lining up on this island can be a little bit tough. So I'm going to go up here, and we're going to go at. So I'm going to basically try to land it as left as I can, sorry, and just try to play my wind effect and get it going over towards the hole. I'll probably, since I'm moving down to a lower elevation, maybe go 1.5 rings here, somewhere in that neighborhood. Gotta get the perfect ball. It seems like the needle there was lagging a little bit. So here you'll see it looks like it rolls outside, so it's gonna need perfect ball. There's going to be pretty much no exception. You can see how it's kind of on a little mound there. So hopefully I can get a little bit better timing going, because that is not going to do it. But you could see that my needle seemed to kind of delay on the way coming back, and there's no way to predict that happening. It just happens from time to time. Another thing that you can do on side winds is you can go for this spot over here, or we can just kind of, stick with this shot. So it's pretty much going to be, kind of an either or with the way that you want to go about it. Now, for this, I'm going to try to play some wind effect, try to get it, started over this way a little bit, and I'll play pretty close to 2 per ring. So I'm going to go right about a ring and a half here. Get it pretty centered. Looks like it just came in a little bit hot. So you'll just want to, kind of perfect that land zone more than anything. But no reason that you shouldn't be able to get the hole-in-one with that method. Another thing that you can do is the island. Also going to require perfect ball, and probably you'll want to be a little bit careful with the wind. I'm not going to even attempt it on downwind because it's just going to be too hard. So you'll see that what I do is pretty much every time kind of set up towards the same spot within a ring here. You can see how I'm kind of going through that grid, that dark grid. And on this, make sure that you still kind of play your max. You want to go less rings to keep it from making sure that moving down to a lower surface that you don't land short. If you land short, it's going to put the rough and any rings. So it's much better to play it safe than sorry. But you'll see that on those tailwind scenarios, I have to get just a little bit more aggressive than I am. But there you can see I was able to pick up some Thor cards. So that's a nice little bonus there. And here's a wind where I can try this island shot, so I'm going to do it for you guys. Keep in mind that, as I mentioned, you'll be able to decrease the amount of rings you go. And you can see what I'm doing with my alignment, trying to get it kind of centered a little bit. And, you know, maybe I'll use 2.5-ish per ring. So just a little bit more than one ring. Ah. It's probably going to swing over, and you can see that I'm going to miss that bullseye completely. So you really need to be on your game with the perfect ball. You can see I probably used just a fraction too much topspin. Probably would have had to hit the pin with that. So I have 3 shots now and got to execute. Let me, I'm going to try it again. But as I mentioned, you know, you're just really going to need that perfect ball. I'm at about half a topspin or so. I'm going to do that same, you know, 2.5-ish per ring, and go just a hair more than one ring, 1.25-ish. Perfect ball. And I just want to kind of show you how this runs out, because there's no reason that you can't, you know, perfect this and get this to come in. There you can see that I'm just off towards the side. That's one of the things that I kind of don't like about that, is it kind of, the way that hill is, it kind of veers off towards the left, and then towards the right, it veers off towards the right. So you do got to be very careful. It's going to be, you know, very hard to get it on the right side of the slope. I'm going to try it with this wind, because I don't want to be fighting the wind too hard. You can see that it's a right to left wind. So this is actually probably going to be maybe my preferred shot when it's angled in this direction. And what I have hopes here, and you can see right about the same amount of topspin, I'm going to get my alignment just a little bit over offset, and I'm going to play 2 rings on this 5 wind here. Now, if I was trying to do the other side spin shot, I'd be resisting the wind so much that I don't find it to be probably beneficial. So that's why you see me kind of going at it this way. And you can see that I almost rolled it up into that last ring. If I don't get it, you know, it's pretty much my own fault. If I don't end up, you know, getting all these, obviously I'm not going to get them all at this point, but no reason that you can't. It's just going to require, you know, a little bit more precision than what I'm doing. In this case, you know, I'm gonna stick with this method for this one as well. As I mentioned, I'm gonna be resisting on that backspin shot just a little bit too much, and you know, I'm gonna up it to about 3/4 of a backspin in this case. And you can see with what I'm doing with my alignment, just off towards the side just a little bit. And let's see if we can't get this going up here, right about 2 rings, a little bit more. Straight into the wind, it's going to need just a little bit more of an overplay. And I can get my perfect ball here. And let's just see how this, if I can pick up that last ring at least. I was inside of it and it just rolled out. So you can see with the limited ball guide, you know, it's going to be kind of a mixed bag. No reason that you can't get all these chests. It's a very easy opportunity. Just didn't, you know, for my first playthrough here, just really didn't quite have the alignment just close enough. But you can see speed-wise what you're going to be looking at, and, you know, picking one of those 2 methods. With the tailwind situation, I'll recommend, you know, doing it. You'll have to land very close to that rough, but that backspin method is going to be good for side wind and tailwind. You'll just have to, you know, as it's more of a tailwind, you have to land even closer to that rough, like within, you know, half a ring, which makes it a little bit dangerous, because you could potentially move down that hill and take yourself out of the shot entirely. For the headwind situation, I'm going to pretty much say do that roll-up shot. It's just going to take some minor tweaking on my part. You can see, you know, I was a little unlucky to not be able to, you know, get it here. But, you know, it's basically from not having exposure to that shot. It's just going to take, you know, with no ball guide, it's going to take just a little bit of practice, and hopefully seeing this guide and walkthrough will be, you know, checking my alignment and how I'm setting up. And with my ball guide, hopefully you guys can make those little minor corrections. So good luck, and see you guys on the next guide.